I'm I'm Jeannie Cook. I'm with Pop Culture Geeks and Slice of Sci-Fi.
I'm Kevin Kittle. I'm with the Cinema Files.
I'm Angel Quajo. I'm with Skewed and Reviewed.
Where? I'm sorry.
Skewed and Reviewed.
Well, he's Mark King. Go ahead.
I'm Mark King, writer, producer of Car Dogs.
I'm Josh Hopkins. I play Reynolds in the film.
Sean Patrick Murphy, I played Max.
Chris Mulkey, and I'm Big Daddy. I own the joint.
Joe Massingale, I played Green Pea.
Corey Hartrick, I play Boy.
Okay.
And I'm still Chris Mulkey.
Well, thanks.
We'll see.
Thank you. We'll see.
Well, I can start. My question is, well, the first one is for the actors. It's an indie, so you didn't come for the paycheck. What drew you to your roles? Start with Corey.
I would say when I read the script, I was drawn to the material, and just the what intrigued me was, knowing people who are car salesmen and knowing that world, and just being able to try to play a guy like that was different for me. And then when I read the script, Mark did a great job writing it and putting it together. So I was just like, I try to read things and see if I could bring something to it, unique, and just like the humanity part of it. And it was all on the page, so I was like, I got to be a part of it. And then it was scale plus 10. And then I was on my way to Phoenix, and I was in coach, and we made it happen. And,
They didn't make you come in July, which is very grateful.
Yeah.
No, so that's my take on it, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Great group of guys. So.
Great.
I knew Mark and Josh before they got it off the ground. I mean, I think I met you while you were in one iteration of development.
Yeah.
But I really got excited about the role of Green Pea because I feel like plays the role of the audience in the script. Like, gets to watch this whole world from a newbie standpoint. Step in and learn about it, and I don't know, see if you're ready to swim with the sharks, as it were. I feel like that's a part of American life as it exists. I thought it was an excellent opportunity to show that.
Why did I do this film? I love Mark's script, and I love my character. He's the power guy, and he's the problem. And it's really delicious. And of course, Adam got me on the phone, and I guess Harrison Ford had dropped out, and so I was next in line. And so.
May I quote you on that?
Yeah, you can. And also that I've never crashed a plane, by the way.
How about broken your ankle on a door?
I haven't done that either. I haven't done either, and I haven't been arrested on a set either until I did this film.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, what are you talking about?
No, but I love to your point, I love the humanity of this script because it really looks at an essential part of the American, like it or not, of the American culture, the car culture. I mean, we are those guys, and it looks at that and in a really humorous and also concrete way, and it's something that we all go through. And so having friends that own car dealerships, and I hang out actually at a used car lot in Venice. It's like, Tim, it's painted resale red. The air conditioning blows like a glacier. I mean, it's going to be a great car, $5,000. I know it's got 125,000 miles on, but that's just starting. I mean, come on.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
For me personally, I just got an opportunity to work with some of my best friends. I've known Mark and Josh. Dash Myhawk also is in it, and I was saying Brett Howell and Pride Grin. A lot of guys that I've been friends with for a long time, and when Mark finally got this script off the ground, and I had an opportunity to be a part of it, I pretty much jumped at it because it was a blast to shoot. It was a great time playing with everybody on set, and actually here in Whiskey Row a lot. We spent a few nights here in the bars, but yeah, the whole experience was just a lot of fun.
It's of course the script, and Mark did a great job. And of course, the car buying experience is something that stresses almost all of us out. This sort of pulls back the curtain on that a little bit, which I found interesting and wanted to tell that story. And, it's great to see a friend's dreams come true. Mark's been working on this thing for a long time, and he's had a lot of different directors and actors and people involved and in and out. So once we could finally do it, I mean, I'm thrilled to be a part of it, and I'm thrilled for him.
Amen. Amen.
Awesome. So can I ask one more? Because it goes to Mark.
Yeah, sure.
How autobiographical is it?
No, wait a minute. Because
For
I get one
For
question
Chris.
that I can trump, right? I don't mean the president, but I mean,
Yeah.
no. No, I'll pull it back. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's not autobiographical at all. I grew up in the car business, but I never worked for my father at that age, at Mark's age in the film. But very much a world that obviously I grew up in. I mean, when I was 11, I started, scrubbing toilets and picking up cigarette butts and washing cars and doing all that jazz. So I definitely saw a lot of the stuff that goes on in this film in that world, having lived in it most of my adult life. But no, my dad was not maniacal like the dad in this film is.
You wrote him, okay?
I did. Yeah.
I said every word you
You
wrote.
did, and well. And very well.
And well,
Your dad's gonna mug me.
So Mark, you stress that this is not autobiography.
Yes.
But it really does pull back the curtain. It shows it really rings true for a lot of things. So what I'm curious about is, has this experience changed any of your guys' approach to buying cars?
Well, I'm lucky because Mark's a good friend of mine, grew up in the business, so whenever I have to get a car, I'll run everything by him first, so I go in feeling pretty good about it. So in that respect, it's changed my life.
Yeah. And look, the movie obviously pulls back the curtain, like Josh said, and you kind of see the great and powerful Oz working the strings, if you will. But it's very much about the struggle that these sales guys go through. I mean, that business is a grind. It was a very good business to me. 99% of the guys in the business are great people. I mean, men and women, they're just hustling. They're trying to make a buck, trying to feed their family. And that's really what this movie, for me, I was trying to show that part of it. Reynolds' character, Josh's character in the film, is a bad guy. But, Star Wars isn't Star Wars without a Darth Vader. So you've got to have those people in there, and that's the interesting moment. So, yes, you get to see kind of how that world works, and I think this movie, unlike any other film that's kind of touched on the car business, Cadillac Man or used cars, doesn't really explore the world the way we do in this film. So I wanted to give voice to all the people that are in that industry, that they can come in, and it's a movie that they're proud to be a part of this world, because it's a great business. And whether you've gone in to buy a car, know someone that's gone in to buy a car, it touches us all in some ways. Very much Americana, that world.
I bought a car about a year before I read the script, and after I read the script, I went, oh man, I did not handle that purchase well at all. But I will say this, there's a line that George Lopez has in the movie that really, I think, speaks to what they go through. It's when he says, why don't you just sell the car at its lowest price? And he says, because if you do that, they're not going to believe you're selling it at the lowest price.
Right.
Yep.
So
I mean, I can't tell you the number of times in the business, and we're going off the movie a little bit here, but that you would be negotiating with somebody and you would tell them that this is my cost, this is dead cost, I'm literally not making anything on this, and you get eyes of like, whatever, you're lying to me, So they deal with that a lot when you're truly being genuine and trying to take care of them, and it's just, unfortunately, that's the nature of that business. There's this preconceived notion that car guys are bad guys, but there's bad attorneys, there's bad doctors, there's bad lawyers,
bad actors.
Yes, there are.
But not on this film.
I wouldn't know any.
But in preparation for this film, what I did is I hung out at Audi dealers and Chevrolet dealers and just took it right to the limit, almost bought a car, and then just walked out at the last moment just to see.
You're that guy.
I am a bad guy.
Yeah.
I am a bad guy.
I ate up about
the guy
three.
thinks he's gonna feed his family at the end of that month.
Guy missed the baseball
You're
game.
studying
for your
a role?
appointment.
Hey, I'm an artist. Cut it out.
Jeez.
Whatever it takes, my brothers.
You didn't learn
You
anything.
usually play the bad guy, right? As I recall your filmography, you're usually the villain,
I
right?
should kiss. What? No. No,
I
I
didn't realize you
don't.
were playing the type all the time.
Me? Really? Interesting.
He's a sweeter. He's a
Could
teddy
be.
bear.
Could be. But it was really fun. It was great. And I just say Adam Callis. Our director was great.
And he does,
Adam was really good.
And Chris plays a bad guy.
There's no question.
I don't know if we've made that point yet.
Yeah.
plays a
No, we're
pretty-
picking that one up. That
Yeah,
one's
Listen,
very
another reason
clear.
why I
Plays a
wanted
pretty
to do this
ruthless-
movie is because when I read the script, I have nightmares of going into car car like dealerships, and everything is great. You know, the money's there, but when they check my credit, I'm screwed every time. I need a cosigner, or I'm just walking out that money. When they get to the credit part,
You mean I need
I
credit?
fucked up everything.
You got like a movie suitcase of cash.
The credit check, the application, right.
Really? Wow.
Trying to negotiate side deals on the side. I got more cash.
Give me my watch.
That's my nightmare. So I said I got to do this movie because that's my
Where's fears?
my
Face your
credit
fear.
is shot, man.
Face your fear.
I know, right?
How'd you guys feel when Harrison Ford wasn't going to do this movie?
Crushed. Oh, I mean,
We're excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hollywood. I mean, talk about used car business. Just paddle up the stream in Hollywood. Oh my God. We love you. We love you. Oh.
They've
yeah,
loved you.
yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
even,
right, yeah,
I
right.
haven't even gotten to that point.
Now you know how they go. Yeah, we love you for this
Phoenix
role.
area to see this movie. We need a great first screen average so we
Yeah.
can open it up in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So we want
You know,
everybody
you make
from
it in
Phoenix.
Albuquerque. You've possibly made it in Santa Fe.
Yep.
Or Santa Fe, right?
You're on the right path.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the bad guy roles, they're usually, as actors who play them, the most fun. What was the best part in preparing and acting in your character as Malcolm?
The manipulation of my son, and then Josh and I doing the deals on the side, and knowing they were lying to the guys and stuff. It was really super delicious. And it was really, we had a ball playing those parts.
Yeah, we could tell. I could
Yeah,
tell.
it was really-
that
it was
connection.
really
I was
fun.
thinking, oh
Yeah.
God, I can't stand you guys.
Well, I know Josh worked on his smirk for months.
Watch this, right?
I mean, that's just not natural. He wasn't born with
And,
that.
and,
Yeah.
and
Like,
getting
try
to
again,
and getting
try
to
again.
watch Chris, as Malcolm just manhandle his son, which is Patrick Adams, is pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, you were cruel.
Yeah, he gets to kind of mentally abuse him, sort of.
Smart, yeah, but it was delicious. It was really good that he would tee off with such vehemence, and then just go and hit a putt and just relax, and I mean, just want to run somebody through the rigors of stuff, and then just get on the phone and bullshit with somebody. It's great.
Yeah, it was
'Cause
very
of-
brilliant.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was fun dynamic, and these guys. I mean, I love the stuff when you guys are in the board and you're trying to figure out who's ahead, the leaderboard, and all that stuff. I mean, it was so great to take the audience into that part of it to show the grid. So there's the guy in the office doing that, and then these other guys are trying to figure out if they're going to make the playoffs or not, so to speak. I mean, that's just genius stuff to be able to have the audience look at that.
Yeah, that ticking time clock of them trying to hit this 35 cars by a certain time frame is it's very fun.
Yeah, you definitely felt the clock counting down.
Yeah.
And that was very, very clear.
Having just read the script and read the father part so many times, and to watch Chris come in and chew it up like he did, and it was so satisfying because it's like, this is better than I thought, and I loved it before. Like, to get a pro like him to come do this and do it like he did it, because
thanks,
the writing's so good, and then to watch him every day chew it up was a pleasure.
We go.
Yeah,
we had
there
fun
was
times.
a lot of fun acting in this film.
I wanted a nicer office. I thought I was really kind of pissed that I only had
A couple $100,000 worth of cars.
Yeah,
Not
just a
nice.
couple $100,000 worth of cars in my office.
$250,000 in cars.
And the boat. Did we have a boat in there too?
No, two really, really expensive cars.
That's what I missed. I wanted a cigarette boat in my
Yeah.
office as well.
It's in the garage.
Oh yeah.
You enjoyed every one, though.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And also I wanted to ask you guys about the bullpen scenes where everybody was gathered and hyping up. When you were all in there and you
Yeah,
guys
the sales
were
tower.
doing-
The sales tower or down in the conference room.
It was in the conference room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When you guys were getting, I guess, pumped up.
Well,
Yeah,
Greg
when
Bell
Patrick
has a
Sales
great
was-
moment. Starts
Greg-
that scene with a great moment, and that camaraderie again. It goes back to what I was saying. Everybody knew each other. I mean, it was a group
Greg,
of guys
who does
that knew
the
each other.
Alec Baldwin speech from Glengarry Glen Ross is a good friend of ours. Brett Barrett's there, Brett Howell, also guys that are good friends of ours back in LA, and then you got Eugene and just a really great cast there, and they, that's a sales meeting. That's how they are. So I mean, it was, and then George is great in it. He's got funny lines in there. It was a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, that was kind of.
I would submit that Mark may have out David Mamet. David Mamet.
No,
You may have tread on his toes.
definitely
They
one of
walk-
my idols.
He's
Okay, so
Mametian at the least.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Tip of the hat.
Wow,
There you
that's
go.
a good
what movie do you want
wordplay.
to be compared to? Because I haven't seen the film yet. I'm seeing the premiere tonight, and so I came in clean.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I got a very Glenn Glary.
Yeah, I think- I mean,
Is
listen,
that what you're hoping?
Yeah,
someone's
I mean,
going to say.
Yeah, I think obviously, Mamet and Aaron Sorkin are huge, inspirations to me as a writer, and yeah, I think if it's in the vein of, it's got elements of Wall Street, elements of Boiler Room, elements of Glenn Ross. It's sort of that vibe. That's what I was, obviously that's what I was going for.
A little bit of Rogue One.
Huh? Yeah. And then Harrison jumped out.
Dash
and
of
did something
Trolls.
else,
Just a dad.
Crimson Tide,
So,
Pork Chop Hill.
Yeah, I mean, again, going back to what I said
feeling
earlier,
so
for me, it's very much about the guys in the business. It's, I wanted anybody that's ever worked in the car business, whether you were in it for 2 days and went, this ain't for me, which I've seen, or you've spent your entire life in it and you're an old car dog, that you come into this movie and you leave appreciating that I did you some justice for the job that you have and what you do for a living. I mean, that's that would be huge. If guys leaving the guys and gals that are in the business leave the theater and go, yeah, that was our movie. Like I know people on Wall Street that'll be like, yeah, Wall Street was our movie, that type of thing, or Guys Boiler Room, or Wolf of Wall Street, that type of stuff. They leave the theater and are happy with it. We did well.
Interesting fact too. Greg Bella, who does the Alec Baldwin speech, Coffees for Closers
Yeah.
speech in the movie, is good friends with Alec Baldwin and was coached by him on how to do to recreate his
Nice.
lines.
They're
That's
like
the true
super
story.
tight. Yes.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. And then
No short supply of him pointing out. I just got off the phone with Alec, ran the lines a few times.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I would too. I was just on with Mamet. We were going over the scene I wrote. He said it's
I mean, while you're bringing this up, I did get a call from Harrison, and he gave me a bunch of stuff, and I was really generous.
Wear an earring.
Yeah, we're in there. Yeah, he did that.
Only in interviews.
But he went to Japan and did that whiskey commercial instead. So
And if I can just make one point too, going back to the original question being to the actors, as a writer, I mean, everybody in this movie delivers. I mean, they really do. And I think one of the most incredible things for me is a writer when it's words on a page. And Josh had read the script a gajillion times, probably more times than he wanted when I'd send it over and be like,
Definitely
"Yeah?"
more times than I wanted.
No, but I tweaked this page. I know that. I just read it last week.
Why do I have to read the whole thing for these 2 pages?
But, for a writer, especially a screenwriter, it's just words on a page until life's breathed into those words. And I can say every single character in my head, but it's different when all of a sudden you hear Chris Mulkey say it or Josh Hopkins say it. Those words are, in my head, I hear Reynolds talk, and then all of a sudden you hear Reynolds talk, and you're like, it's real now. It's not just words on a page. And that was unbelievably cool. And everybody in this film knocked it out of the park. I mean, I couldn't have been happier with the performances as a writer.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks to you, Mark.
We're
You brought your
required,
words to life, brother.
we're required to ask the local question. What was it like working with all the kids from ASU?
Awesome.
awesome.
Really cool. I mean, I'm born and raised here, so it's my hometown, and I went to Arizona State, and it was a treat. I mean, I think they had a blast.
What did you have them doing? Were they all extras?
Everything.
Everything. So they were doing.
Everything.
They were
doing everything.
Everything.
Art
Laundry.
department, cribs, electric.
Yeah, students in every department. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they were so enthusiastic and seemed appreciative to be a part of that process that it made it so much easier for us to do what we were doing.
What a great opportunity.
Yeah.
That's a film school that you don't get that.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of them have gone on and are working in the industry very successfully.
Yeah.
And it was really great to see their transformation from the first week to the last. The first week, just scared kids, didn't know what to do, wasn't their environment. by the last week, they were telling us what to do. And, Josh, maybe you need to perk that one up a little bit.
There are a couple I
We
think
need
I
you
made
on set
to.
right now.
I might need to get in contact with a
they're
couple of them.
strict.
They seem to be doing really well.
Yeah.
Like, can I
I
get
might
an
wanna-
orange? You know, no, fuck the orange. Like, what? He slapped it out my hand. Like,
Yeah, I arrived and I didn't know that this was an ASU affiliated
Yeah.
thing, and I went, wow, this is a young crew. But they were all wired and they knew what they were doing. And I went, man, they must be young people
I don't
here.
think this movie would have been,
Yeah.
you know,
No.
possible to pull off the way we did it. You know, I had to go to like the restroom, and I was like a minute behind. I saw like a guy looking under the stall. Like, you know,
Let's go.
He looking
Well, they really-
up, right, you know.
Strict.
All right, they were on it though. I appreciate ASU's too.
There was an energy they brought that I feel like I want more of on film sets. A lot of times you get on a big budget movie or a TV show, the crew doesn't really care what's going on in front of the camera. They're doing their part and they're kind of over everything else. Whereas here you had people that really cared about the job they were doing and they paid some sort of deference to what it was that we were creating.
Yeah.
Which is like I wish that was on every movie set. That excitement to create
They brought
something.
like a new organic thing to it, you know. It's fresh and it's real and it's exciting to them. But you get with seasoned people on sets, you know, they're looking like I used to do that same shit. You know? That ain't nothing. I said my lines way better than them. That's how they look at you, you know. You're just like, dude.
Hey, let's not get into a veteran rookie deal here. Give me, get that, back.
You know, but it's unique. You know, it's a movie made by the people here. He's from here, worked in the industry. Adam Collins, our director, worked at ASU.
He's a professor at
Professor
Arizona
at Arizona
State.
State. Got this thing, you know, going and did it here. It's by people here. It's for people here. So I hope they all come out and watch the movie because
Amen.
it's
Absolutely.
made with a lot of heart and the people were so great to us the entire time. The kids, even when we come out here to the bars, they were nice.
I know university's done
welcoming.
anything like this. I mean, this is pretty.
Yeah, even SC hasn't done
No, this is state of the art that a university
Groundbreaking.
was this involved in getting a movie made, and then allowing their students. I mean, when I was at film school, you know, you went to a set, but not that kind of exposure where you're there for 27 days, and some of the students were there for 60 days. I mean, remember working with the art department a little bit, and one of the kids was taking class and sending me stuff that he was doing online for posters we were going to hang in the showroom. I mean, he was at school working.
Well, I did 90 days in Chicago. Oh, that's a different deal.
So yeah, so
You're 90. Cook County too?
Yeah.
Drunken disorder.
I thought I
It's really nothing.